Hey, it's Jason. We are here in Westchester, Pennsylvania, where we are working with an existing spring-fed pond, and we are turning it into a rec pond. So when I was first called out here, it was kind of a mess. I mean, there was just so many plants and all kinds of things in this existing pond. The homeowner wanted to be able to jump in with their kids and their family and just really create an awesome environment. So what we did is we came out and started draining it. And this is actually, part of the hardest part because we're working around so many plants and muck and dirt, and it's muddy. And we would use an excavator and we would reach in as far as we possibly could. And we took all of the plant material and put it into trucks in a dumpster. After we hauled all of that out of here, we were left with a lot of water, a lot of muck. And when I say muck, basically a bunch of organic material that is broken down and just turned into sludge. So it's really difficult to work with. So what we started doing is using the excavator and just pulling the sludge out. Then we used the track loader and started pushing it over into a part of their yard while we were trying to keep the clean out pumps running the entire time in order to dry it out as much as possible. A lot of snapping turtles were in here, and they were just crawling across the ground, and we were able to let them head for a new home for the time being. There was an existing island, and what we did is after we pulled the plants off that island, because we knew that dirt would be a little bit more stable to set the machine on, we kind of worked off of that once we got the machine over to it. But there's springs feeding this pond. So because the springs are feeding this pond, we need to do something in order to keep that water out from under our liner while we construct it. Otherwise, it's just gonna push everything up. So what we did is we took a standpipe and we stood it up. And then we took 8-inch corrugated and drilled a bunch of holes in it and made it so that water could enter that with a whole bunch of clean stone wrapped around it and ran it into our standpipe. So through this entire project, we're actually pumping that water out from underneath the liner so that it doesn't try to float it up out of the ground. And it's been working great. This area has gotten dry and it's very workable right now. And we are just running a pump constantly right now just to keep that water out from underneath of our liner. When we first started, this existing pond was about 60 feet wide and about 120 feet long. What we're doing is we're putting a liner in here, and when we're all done, it's gonna be about 30 feet wide by 60 feet long and about 6 feet in depth. It's gonna be pretty neat. You're gonna walk out from the house, you're gonna walk across the driveway, and you're gonna be able to walk right onto a dock. And from that dock, you're gonna be able to jump into the pond. And the pond's gonna be about 6 feet deep in that area. And it's gonna overhang the pond. We made sure that we built some steps coming up the side. So you're gonna walk right up these steps, you're gonna be able to get out. That's also gonna take us through our intake bay. And from the intake bay, that's where we are going to draw the water to our pumps. These are external pumps because it's a rec pond. There's gonna be a lot of leaves coming down at certain times of the year. What is the difference between a swimming pool and a rec pond? This is gonna look awesome 365 days a year compared to certain times of the year where your pool is covered. But in order to do that, we gotta do something for these leaves. What are we doing? Again, we're doing that skim coat to pull everything in. That's our mechanical filter. On the far side of the pond is gonna be our biological filter. We're gonna build a constructed wetland over there. So we're just gonna do one waterfall. It's gonna drop down. This pond is really meant to just look like it's always been here, very mellow. There's not gonna be any big crashing waterfalls or anything. We do wanna at least put that one on there just because it's so important for aeration. As your water comes up from your wetland, you have the least amount of dissolved oxygen and it's gonna fall over that waterfall to re-oxygenate itself. So it's really important for the ecosystem. So once we get this thing rocked, get the wetland going, I think it's gonna look great. We will then get to the fun part of adding a whole bunch of aquatic plants because the aquatic plants are gonna have a huge job of keeping this water clear. We are gonna starve this pond for nutrients in order to keep that water nice and clear. When, I believe, they throw fish in, the aquatic plants are, again, just a huge part of helping break down all that fish waste and everything and really keeping this water clear, so it'll be a lot of fun to swim in. Hey, please remember to check back for future videos of this project. If you have any questions, please put it in the comments below. Please remember to like and subscribe, and until next time, keep building your outdoor dreams.